Hello everyone, this is once again your friendly teacher in your English subject, Teacher AJ. And we are now down to our lesson 3 of Module 4. And we will be discussing the different graphic organizer used to compare and contrast. So in this module, you're expected to evaluate text using reading comprehension skill. Extract the differences and similarities from the passages read using the different graphic organizers in the activities and inculcate the value of differences and similarities between things for a deeper understanding. So here we go! In the previous lesson that you have taken, knowledge has already took place. To evaluate your reading comprehension skills, you are going to evaluate a text. Note the similarities and differences between or among objects, ideas, entities, concepts, events, or other subjects. Do you know that there are many ways to compare and contrast? The features of items, people, events, and etc.? Yes! And there are many types of graphic organizers. Make it easier to examine the similarities and differences, including Venn diagrams, charts, and others. Here are the samples of graphic organizers. Charts. A chart diagram is also called a matrix diagram or a table. Is a type of graphic organizer that condenses and organizes data about multiple traits associated with many items or topics. Charts can be used to show attributes of items, to compare and contrast topics, and to evaluate information. For example, a chart can be used to create a display of arthropod characteristics, or a chart can be used to compare and contrast the major features of plant and animal cells or to chart plant growth. Semantic feature analysis charts. Semantic feature analysis charts are used to examine the similarities and differences of a group of items, people, events, and etc. This type of chart is often used to compare and contrast characteristics and for simple logic puzzles. Try using a Venn diagram or a compare and contrast matrix to better understand the pattern development. The following signal words will also help you in identifying such pattern. The signal words for comparing, such as also, as, equally, in a similar and the same way, like, similarly, and to compare. And the signal words for contrasting, although, even so, instead, and otherwise. So now, here are some important points to sum up what we have discussed. Remember that comparing things means pointing out their similarities or what they have in common. Second, there are two main reasons that people use comparison and contrast. That is to evaluate and to explain. Third, there are several ways that we can use to identify the similarities and differences of two or more subjects from both printed and visual materials. And lastly, there are several graphic organizers that we can use to compare and contrast things to be able to identify their similarities and differences. Let us check if you have learned from our lesson today. Since that you were able to learn the different graphic organizers used in comparing and contrasting, your activity will be choose any graphic organizer and use it to compare and contrast the life before and during COVID-19 pandemic. Write your answer in your answer sheets. Next, let us know how far you have learned on compare and contrast. Identify what is being asked in the following items. The choices will be contrast, compare, signal words, reading comprehension, evaluate two similarities, and graphic organizers. Number 1. It is taken from the Latin word comparare, which means to liken or to compare. Second, comparing things means pointing out their blank or what they have in common. Number 3, was derived from the Latin words contra and stare, which means against and to stand. In Middle English, contrast was used for meaning to fight against or to withstand in a battle. Number 4, there are two main reasons that people use comparison and contrast: to explain and to blank. And number 5, there are several ways that we can use to identify the similarities and differences of the blank or more subjects from both printed and visual materials. Congratulations, class! While taking part in this journey, you found out that you need to look far from home to discover an important treasure by engaging in the activities included in each lesson. Your learning experiences will assist you to further grow in your adventure called education. This ends our lesson for today. Once again, thank you for listening and watching. This is Teacher Aryan Jane C. Bilano. See you on the next module. God bless!